everybody. My name is Neha Nathan, and today we are going to understand a very small topic of scaling in research. And this is a very important topic, but a very small topic of research. So I thought that I should take this topic first. We are going to understand the type of scales. Now the question is that where these scales are being used. So the answer is that the scales are being basically used when you are filling up a questionnaire or you are filling up a schedule. It becomes difficult for a researcher to understand with what kind of scale to apply because if you don't apply the right kind of scale, you are not going to get the right kind of results. So that's why applying the right kind of scale is very important. What are scales? A scale is a tool or mechanism by which individuals are distinguished as to how they differ from one another on the variables of interest in our study. So we have different kind of variables. We have different kind of demographic variables, study variables, research variables. So we need to find out that what kind of scale should we apply to what kind of variable. Now, if we study about the type of scales, these are the type of scales. We have nominal scale, we have ordinal scale, we have integral scale, and we have ratio scale. These are the type of scales. These four types of scales are being basically used when we talk about scales. The first is called as nominal scale. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention the learning objectives of this lecture. The learning objectives of this lecture is to understand the concept of scaling in research, point number one. And point number two is we want to understand how to apply the right kind of scale by choosing the right kind of variable. This is the learning objective. So, when I talk about nominal scale as the name implies, it allows the researcher to assign subjects to certain categories or groups. Nominal means just for namesake. These are the scales in which we hold a particular word with a particular number or a particular digit. For example, we have production, sales, accounting, personnel, R&D, and others. So, if the question is that what is your profession in a particular department, so we code production as department A, we code sales as department B, accounting as department C, personnel as D, R&D as E, and others as F, right? So this is how it goes. This is what is called as nominal scale. Now let's move forward. Then we have ordinal scale. As the name suggests, ordinal means we are ordering in a particular order, right? So a ordinal scale categorizes the variable in such a way as to denote differences among the various categories. It also rank orders the categories in some meaningful way. So, for example, I'm asking you a question that which is the app you prefer the most or you like the most? So these are the apps that I've given, and you have to rank them in the order of your liking. For example, if you like WhatsApp first, then you have to write one in front of WhatsApp, then Viber second. Then if you like WeChat, then you have to write third in the order of your liking. The one that you like the most, you have to rank it as one. The one you like the least, you have to order it as five, right? So it is ordinal scale. It is in the terms of order. So whenever we are doing the data analysis, we understand that one means the highest and five means the lowest. This we have to understand. Okay. So this is called as ordinal scale. Next is called as interval scale. So an interval scale allows to perform certain arithmetical operation on the data collected from the respondent. See, whenever we want to apply any statistical technique, it is very important to apply this a particular scale which is called as Likert scale. So this Likert scale is very important because this Likert scale help us to quantify the subjects we are quantitative. For example, ideas, opinions, and attitudes, or satisfaction, or liking, or disliking. These all things can't be quantified. But through Likert scale, we can quantify this up to a certain parameter, right? So, as you can see that there are five options. Likert scale ranges from 5 to 7 to 8 uh, point scale also. Definitely, if you're using a 6 point scale, it is more accurate than a 5 point scale. More options, more accuracy, right? Strongly disagree, agree, neither agree, nor disagree, agree, or strongly agree. The question is, my job offers me a chance to test myself and my ability. So you have to rate this. That if you find your job challenging, you have to write this strongly agree. If you don't find it challenging, you have to write it strongly disagree. So this is how it goes. This is how it has been done, which is called as interval scale. Then we have ratio scales. Now, what are these ratio scales? The ratio scale measures the magnitude of the difference between the point on the scale, but also taps the proportion in the difference. Okay, so the difference is also very clearly specified. For example, if the boys are 20 in a class and the girls are 30 and the total strength is 50, so we can divide the 50 into 1 is to 1.5. That means among the total people, 1.5 people are girls and 1 people are boys. So we have divided it on the basis of ratio. So this is called as ratio scale. Then we have a simple dichotomous scale. Dichotomous means a thing which has two ends. So this scale also has two ends. Do you own a car? Yes or no? Very simple. So this is called as dichotomous scale. If you want to quantify a particular thing, if you want to find out whether it applies to a particular thing or not, you want your answers in yes or no, or high or low, or things like that. You can use dichotomous scale. Then we have category scale. Now in category scale, it is used for multiple items to elicit a single response. So we want a single response, but we will give you different options. For example, your caste. It cannot be two castes, your gender. It cannot be two genders. It has to be one gender. So these kind of scales are called as category scales. It can be your income. It can be your educational qualification. So category scales are basically used in demographic type of study. आपका in your questionnaire you have two parts. The first is demographic part and the second is variable part. So in demographic part, you tend to use category skills more because you want clear-cut information about your respondents. Then we have semantic differential scale. In the semantic differential scale, you have several bipolar attributes are identified and respondents are asked to indicate their attribute. See, when we want exact answers from the respondent on a particular emotion, on a particular quality from the respondent, we use semantic differential scale. For example, what do you think you are? You are honest or you are dishonest, right? So you have to write either honest or dishonest. You cannot choose both. You have to choose just one, right? Courageous or timid. You can choose one. You cannot choose both. So they are literally opposite of one another and you have to choose just one. Then we have numerical scale. Numerical scales means the scale provides number on a 5 point or 7 point scale with a bipolar adjectives in the end. So I'll write honest and dishonest. If you are close to honest, you will mark 7, 6, 5, or 4. If you are close to dishonest, you will mark 3, 2, 1. So this is a scale that I have not seen much because it is very ambiguous. It is not that clear. We generally use Likert scale whenever it is applied. Then we have staple scale. It measures both the direction and intensity of our attitude. For example, state how would you rate your supervisor's ability with respect to each other of the characteristics mentioned below. Product innovation, right? So you can see plus 3 is highest, minus 3 is lowest. Okay, plus 2, minus 2 are average, plus 1 is, you know, kind of high and minus 1 is kind of low. So this scale is given to those people who are intellectually well versed with how to answer these questions. A normal respondent may find it a bit difficult. So Staples scale is again not a very famous scale which is being used by the researcher. Then we have a graphic rating scale. So this scale is very famous and it is used to generally collect the feedback. For example, rate your purchase on the basis of 1 to 10. So whether you like that or you don't like that, either it is very bad or excellent or something like medium. So you have to rate it on the basis of your liking or not liking of a particular scale. So that is called as graphic rating scale. So these are the important type of scales that I wanted to discuss, and these scales will give you a good answer, a good idea of how and when to use the scale. Okay, uh, that's it from my side. Today we have discussed scale. Thank you so much.